Welcome to the Multiple Birth Experience podcast. I'm your host, Lola Adebayo, and today I have a special guest with me. Her name is Lola Adebayo. She's the author of she has 2 books. The first one is She's My Twin Sister, and now she has a new book called That's My New Friends. And she's here today to talk about all her adventures and what's been going on in her life, and also tell you about her new projects. Here she is, Lola Adebayo. How are you?
Hi, Sana. I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for coming today.
No, thank you for having me. It's been good, man.
How was your day today so far?
It's been alright. It's chilled. It's a Sunday. Chilling out.
Yeah.
I've just done a bit of cleaning and stuff like that, but it's been good.
Good.
Lockdown time.
Yeah, I was going to say that. How's lockdown been treating you?
I'm just glad that the schools are still open.
That's true.
I know that's a bit of a controversial thing to say, but I am not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So that gives me a bit of time. I'm still working from home, so
yeah, and it's easier to be flexible, picking up the kids from school.
Yeah, and the roads are clear.
Roads are clear. Yep, roads are clear.
Yeah.
Everything is pretty. It's not as, I think, where we've gone through it before, we know what to expect. So it's not as bad as it was the first time.
Innit? So
yeah, the pressure's not there.
You kind of know what to expect now.
Exactly.
You know how to deal with things.
I mean, I was just saying to asking my neighbour, I just saw her coming in from, I guess, shopping. And I just asked her, what's the shops like? Is everyone panic buying? Is there any more stuff there? Because I haven't gone out there myself yet. And she was like, everything's normal, because I guess they realise that shops don't run out of food.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
This is it.
So there's no need for the panic. They're always going to have food. They're not going to run out.
Yeah,
so
toilet roll's not going to kill coronavirus, so we're good, man.
Exactly. And I guess even the toilet roll thing, people probably find out other ways to even wipe themselves, clean themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if it does run out, it's not the end of the world.
It's not now. I think everyone's kind of patterned it now. We understand that, okay, we're going to be okay. Just do as the government says.
Exactly. Stay at home. And to be honest, they should not have
lifted
lifted the lockdown anyway in the first place.
I agree. I think they did it far too quickly. They didn't allow things to really settle.
Forcing us to go out and eat.
Economy, isn't it? But that's a whole different topic.
That's a whole nother subject.
A whole nother subject.
We can talk about that another day. But today we're talking about you and all your shenanigans. Well, not shenanigans. You know what I mean, like your projects and stuff, which I'm excited to talk about. But first of all, we want to kind of like go back a little bit, in your history, how you started, how you begun. We know that. Well, actually, for our listeners, you're a twin mother.
I am.
You have 2 girls, non-identical or fraternal, as we say. Yeah. Tell us about, your pregnancy, when you found out you was pregnant, how surprised you were, or even if have you got like twins in your family?
So,
is it genetic?
We'll start with there. So, like my family on my dad's side, my grandmother had 2 sets of twins. My sister, same dad, different mum, had 2 sets of twins. A cousin of mine had twins on my dad's side again, but they didn't make it. But so in my family, twins are a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Even in the Yoruba culture.
Exactly. It sounds. I feel like I'm listening to myself when you're talking. To be honest, because
crazy.
It's the same.
I know you
thing.
have the same in your family.
Yeah, the same. Too. I'm literally the only one out for my immediate family that is like, my mum had 2 sets of twins. So I'm the single child. Sometimes it can get a bit lonely. Yeah. When everyone's all paired up. All my siblings are twins. Because I'm the first. So after me, boy, girl, which is my brother and sister. And then after them is 2 girls. So 2 sets of twins, but 5 children. And then, my sister after me had twins. Yeah. They're identical though. And then I have twins. And then my cousin's got twins on my dad's side. My auntie's got twins. And I found out even from my grandmum, from my mum's side, that her sister had triplets. Imagine that. So
multiples. They do say when it's a fraternal multiple birth that it's due to genetics.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I thought the identical thing was, but apparently it's just the fraternal one. And my twins, their father's got twin siblings as well, so I guess that made it.
So you was gonna.
It was inevitable. Like, so I couldn't even run from that. Yeah. But anyway, let's come back to you.
Yeah, for me, honestly, like. First of all, when I found out I was pregnant, that in itself was a surprise because it wasn't a planned thing. And even before pregnancy, like growing up, we used to joke because my mum always wanted twins.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, my mum always wanted twins, and me and my sister are 18 months apart.
Okay.
So exactly. So you know, for her, she's treated me and my sister like twins. So we always wanted twins.
Yeah.
So we used to joke, oh, but we're gonna end up with the twins.
Yeah.
Like, the twins that you want, just as a joke.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, is it? Oh.
And then yeah, so then you know, I remember my first ever scan, and me and the girl's dad, we went to hospital, and I sat on the bed and I said to the midwife, oh, I feel like I've never been pregnant before, but my symptoms, they feel really strong.
You know what?
I was like, is this normal? Like, this
Oh
is in the
my
beginning. Like, I don't know.
Do you know what? That's exactly how I felt. Exactly how I felt.
Like, it just seems like this is what, a few weeks. Like,
Yeah.
it seems really strong. And then the nurse was just like, oh,
I felt like I was starving.
Yeah, the midwife was like, oh, you know, maybe there's two. And so, oh, maybe there's two. And I'm like, yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? And then I remember just laying on the bed and they do the gel thing.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, okay. She's like, baby one. And then
straight away.
Baby two. I said, what?
Really?
She goes, yeah, baby one, baby two. I said, no, you're joking.
Yeah.
She goes, you don't think I can see it? You think I don't know my job? I'm like, I'm not trying to insult you, but it's impossible. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And literally, you know, the first scan, they measure the babies, like, they measure the head, they measure the head, the height, like all of that kind of stuff. So when she was doing that, she kept going, baby one, baby two. Oh, baby A? I can't even remember.
A, B.
Like after that, it was a blur.
Yeah.
I was not in that room. My body was present.
Yeah.
But
you stopped listening after. Yeah.
I was just like, what? How did we, like, what?
Yeah.
Twins? What? Like, I was so shocked with everything. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then I remember leaving the hospital and sending the scan picture.
How was because you say you went with the dad?
Yeah.
What was his reaction like?
He was as white as a ghost, and he's dark skin. So he was as white as a ghost. Like, he was just like,
impossible.
There was no expression. Like, he was just staring into space. He couldn't believe it. And I remember leaving, and I sent the picture of the scan to my mum.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and obviously in the scan they actually do twin 1, twin 2 in the scan. So I was like, oh, here's the babies. And she didn't clock at first.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay, you know, it's nice.
Yeah.
Look closely. Look closely, like there's two.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? And everyone was just shocked. Everyone could not believe it. Like, after that, I was just like, wow, like, I'm literally gonna be a twin mum. It's just one of those things that you just don't prepare for, because you don't know it's gonna happen to you.
You don't expect it.
I'm sure you know.
But the thing is that I knew it was a possibility. I just didn't think it will be me.
Right.
You know, I just didn't think, it skips a generation. That's what I was always told that, but at the same time, I knew that it was a possibility. Like, to be honest, I did not want twins because I already had one child.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought I only want 2 maximum. So hopefully I just have another one.
And that'll be that.
And that will be that. But then I knew it wasn't impossible. But then obviously being with, their dad that has twin siblings, that it was definitely kind of like a 50-50 chance, So even hearing it, I was still shocked as if I didn't expect it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was in denial. I thought the woman was, because she kept on doing the whole, like, it was just like, what's all this, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like it's almost like they knew themselves.
Yeah, but they don't want to say.
There's an element of surprise there. Like,
I just wanted her to hurry up and just say it, because I was just like, what's all this, just looking, like, not saying the words.
Right.
And I'm like, is it twins or something? Because it was just, and she's like, yeah, how do you know? And I'm like, yeah, right, it's not twins. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Even though it's like, I didn't expect her to say, but she's like, how do you know? I'm like, nah, it's not twins. Because it is. I'm like, nah, I don't believe you. Like, I was in denial for a long time, and the shock was still as if I don't have twins in my family. So there's no way to process.
Yeah, you just don't think it's
there's no way to process it. So I was in shock, like, and it hit me probably like a day or 2 later, like, twins. twins, 2 babies at the same time.
I'm still now trying to process it. Like, now they're 6, and I look at them like.
So Lola, after the whole shock value of finding out you was having twins, what happened after that? What was it like after going forward? Was it a case where you had to come to terms with it, or did it take you a while to kind of, let it process in your brain?
I mean, I'm still processing it.
Yeah.
I look at my 2 and I'm just like, wow, like,
can't believe you're here.
You're mine. But I mean, like, my whole pregnancy was very much like, because obviously I knew that I was gonna potentially be a single mom, and I wasn't married. So it was just kind of like, okay, how am I gonna navigate this whole thing with 2? Yeah. And then my first 2 as well. So I don't know, like.
It's not like you had previous.
That's a blessing almost.
Yeah.
I don't know
what to expect. Yeah.
So.
But to be honest, I've had. Obviously I've got an older daughter, and it's still kind of new. I might know kind of what to roughly expect, but because it's just, instead of me having just 1 this time, I'm doing 2 at the same time.
I don't know how it is, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Was it not more difficult for you having 1 before and then now having to do what you did with the 1, like with 2 babies?
Yeah,
I always feel like it's difficult.
In terms of, okay, I've done it before this way, and and obviously the first child is, they say the first child is like a practice child.
Yeah.
So things that I felt like I may have did wrong, or didn't do that I should have done with my first child, I did do that with, or corrected it, or tried to do it right second time around with the twins. But that was with things like with the reading and education and certain things that I wasn't really paying attention. Not that I wasn't reading to her, but I was going through certain things with my first child, so it kind of took my mind away from. I wasn't neglecting her, but I didn't put enough time and effort into doing a lot of things. I was also working as well, so it's hard to. You're trying to be the best mother you can be, but juggling all of that at the same time while you don't realise what you're doing until down the line, I guess. And if you have another child, it's hard to explain. If you have another child, whether it's 1 or 2, you're gonna notice. You're gonna see the difference, because there's a lot of things that I'm doing now that I didn't do with my older child, only because I guess I've got more time and on my hands too, because I'm not. I'm not working like full time. So I can see the difference of how it was for me the first time around, and the second time around I spent a lot of time with all 3 of them. Even I spent a lot of time with all 3 of them, with their work and schooling and seeing a lot of stuff and knowing a lot of stuff, But other than that, it was still new to me, when it came to, I guess, health, because the girls are sickle cell traits.
Well, 1 for me.
You see, they've both got it, but one's got sickle cell trait, and one's got another something that's to do with sickle cells from the same family. It's called hemoglobin or something like that, which is a trait. And I said to them, what is hemoglobin trait? It's from the same family.
Right.
I'm like, never ever heard of hemoglobin trait. Like, look it up. It's from the same family, but it's just a trait. But then they got that from their dad's side, because I don't have that in my family. Right. So that was new to me, and I kind of panicked in the beginning, because I've always heard of sickle cell, and people that's got it, or people that their children have the full blown. I know that I know how hard it is, and but I guess I haven't seen anything that it does to affect them, so it hasn't really been a big kind of deal. But that's something new that I had to
no, I hear learn. That. And you mentioned work, so speak like on the topic of work. Like when I found out I was pregnant, I found out I was twins. Like, I was in a transitional stage of my career. Yeah. So it was stay where I was and be comfortable and take that maternity package and be good. Or at the time I had gotten, actually I interviewed while I was pregnant. I went for an interview, and it was like a career.
How far pregnant was you?
I must have been like 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And then
that's crazy.
I was in my first trimester actually.
Yeah.
So I must have been like 2 months. And because my current workplace didn't know, so I went to interview, and I just interviewed just for the sake of
let me just see how it goes.
I'm really committed to this interview, so let me just go and do it, whatever. Find out that I got the job. So then I was just like,
what am I gonna do?
Do I move?
Do I stay?
Was
it because the maternity package thing?
Or do I stay where I know I'm secure? Because also not even just that probation period, all of that, I had to factor that in. So
that is so crazy. I was going through the same thing.
It's mad. So I'm like, do I stay where I am, where everything's comfortable? And then I just thought, you know what? Like this is a just because I'm pregnant, I have to think about the long term. So I know that this new job is going to provide a better salary and progression, and it's a career change, and it's what I wanted to do. So I thought, let me just go for it. So I remember handing in my resignation letter. I did it twice. I handed in my resignation and I told my team that I was pregnant. So it was like a double wham bam. So they were just like, okay, like, sad to see you go. You should want to stay. And I'm just like, no, like, this is what I want to do. I'm gonna just take it. And then when I started my new job, I was thinking,
I got break the news.
I ain't gonna tell them yet. I didn't want to tell them because I didn't want them to use, because I saw my probation, I didn't want them to use that. Obviously, it's against the law to do that, to get rid of someone because. But because I was on my probation period, they could have said, oh, you didn't pass. You know what I mean? So I kind of kept it so quiet for I know you're pregnant with twins. Like, I was showing early. So I was going to work wearing baggy blouse and like trying to hide it. And at least for the first trimester, I knew that I had to get through that at least.
And when it's twins, you show even more.
Tired. And I started this new job, new career, everything was new.
And you can't even make excuses as well because it's a new job.
It's a new job. I'm not going to say I'm tired.
What do you mean you're tired?
I grinded and I thought, I have to do this. I have to, knowing full well that when
you had to work as hard as someone that wasn't pregnant, basically.
And knowing full well that I wasn't going to get my maternity pay. Like you get the statutory pay from the government, which is like £30 a week, nothing, pennies. Right? So I'm just like, I have to stack money, I have to work, I have to just push through. And then it just got to the point where I think I was on my second trimester. I think I must have been like 5 months. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And it was, I think I was like a week before my probation was about to end. I was like,
how long was the probation? 6 months?
The probation was 2 months because it's a start-up. So I think the probation was like 2 or 3 months.
Okay, that's not bad.
So I'm just like, I need to tell them. Like, this is a lot. Like, I need to just let them know. So I remember bringing my manager in, and I was just like, look, I'm pregnant with twins, and he was like, oh, that's amazing.
Are you serious?
I was like, these people, I was stressed even. He's like, congratulations, wow, twins. Oh, this is
even when you told him how far you come.
And I told him that, I'm this far along, and he was just like, wow, look, we will, anything you need.
Really?
You're an amazing asset, we don't want to lose you.
Oh, that's really good.
He even tried to, sort out a way where he can give me, the maternity.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's really good.
Unfortunately, someone else in our team was also pregnant. And he said, if I do it for you, then I'm going to have to do it for them. I can't do it for them. So
but were they there at the same time as you or something?
I think they were going to go on maternity leave a few months after me. So
but were they there how long were they there?
They came in not long after me.
Oh.
Right, they came in not long after me, but there's a different position, and I was in a more senior position. So it was like, if I do it for you, then and I can't do it for them. It's not fair. I think morally it wasn't fair. So I was just like, as long as I still got my job.
As long as you got something to come back to.
So I went on maternity. I worked until the very, very last. I literally went on maternity. This is how bad it was. I went on maternity leave, and 2 weeks after I had the girls.
Okay.
So I worked at the very, very, very end. It was sweet. They threw a baby shower for me. It was so nice. So there was that. So the pressures of changing career. I was so focused on that everything else I just had to just kind of get through.
But it's one of them ones where you just let God take control.
Literally.
You just put everything in time, and it all worked out in your favour. You didn't really have to do anything. Just went for it.
Just went for it. And I was just like, as long as I'm stacking my money and making sure that I'm able to provide for these two and myself, you know,
and you're good.
Yeah, taking that leap just.
How long did you go? How long did you come type? Like, how much time did you take off for your maternity?
So for my maternity leave, I didn't do the full year either. I did 6 months.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you didn't have maternity leave, so
I
mean the pay, so you have to. Yeah,
so I had to. So I think I did like 6 months, 6 or 8 months, and then I went back to work. And the funny thing is, so I did like what 7 months. Seems so long ago. I'm just trying to remember. And when I went back to work, I remember just before we did, this is called the viral video.
Yeah.
So just before, I remember doing a video of the girls, and I was tired, and I was trying to get them to sleep. So there was, you know, I was trying to get them to sleep, and I knew that I had work, and I was just like, oh. And I remember just setting up the laptop and singing to, because they used to like the EastEnders theme tune, right? So I used to sing them the EastEnders theme tune, like ding ding, like on the and set up the laptop so that everyone can see, like family and friends and stuff. Knowing that I was gonna post it to Facebook. Yeah. Post it on Facebook, and didn't realise that it was public. And I noticed that someone random had liked it, and I'm like, oh, this is person on my Facebook friends or whatever. And then it just kind of just took off spare likes and whatever, and I was like, okay. Went to bed, woke up the next morning, and there was just loads of likes and loads of shares.
Really?
And it just
took off, yeah.
And it kept going. I'm just like, what? Like, likes, shares, and then it went from, you know, 1,000 to 2,000, 3,000, and I was just like, yeah, and it was just mad. And then someone said to me, put it on YouTube. Yeah. Like, you can monetize it. I'm like, what's monetize?
Make money from it.
You can make money from it, put it on YouTube. I'm like, okay, let me just do that. Yeah. I remember putting it on YouTube, and it just went.
Really? It blew up.
Like, when people say when things go viral, they don't see it happening. Like, I do not see that happening at all. It's never expected. Yeah,
you never like,
It wasn't planned. Like, it wasn't, as I said.
But that's when the best viral videos, because it's the ones that don't look like you forced it. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is it. And like, we got so much from that video. We got like.
You were saying that you had a free trip or something.
TUI contacted us and was like, they sent me an email and they said, you know, we saw your video and you brought so much joy to the office. Have you guys had your first holiday together yet? And I'm like, no, we haven't. And they're like, okay, great. And obviously this time I'm back on maternity leave. Yeah. And I'm back in my job. And they're like, you know, we want to pay for your first holiday together.
Wow.
Like the first baby's, like the girl's first holiday. And they said, choose wherever you want to go. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. Yeah. So obviously, because I'm flying with babies for the first time, I'm trying to find the shortest flights. Like, I don't want to do long haul.
Yeah, long journeys. Yeah. But you had to have another adult with you? Or?
Yeah. So it was, they sponsored me, the girls, my mum, and my sister.
And your sister?
And my sister, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we all went, and it was a week away. Yeah. We stayed in, it was the Cudia so like Spain.
Okay.
It was a brand new resort.
Wow.
And then when we got not even when we got there, they said to me like, okay, you know, this is sponsorship, but we also like do some promo videos. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, like it's fine. Why not? It's a free holiday.
Yeah, that's the least.
That's the least I could do. You know, I'm like, nah, whatever. So they did they had a whole sheet of filming.
Oh, is it? So it was a production.
Full on production. The production started from my house, from when I was packing all the way. Yeah, they did a full journey. And
so like a diary kind of thing.
Yeah, they did a full journey. When we got there, they were they did things like they told people to leave certain spots that they can record us, like the restaurants. They want everyone to leave the restaurants, so they've recorded us in the restaurants. Because I think at the same time they were promoting the new resort. Okay. So they were using us as promo and giving us support, which is fine. Like 2 birds, 1 stone. Yeah. It was cool. And I only did it for the first 3 days. The rest of the holiday was ours to enjoy. Okay. Yeah. So that was great. And then celebrities were reposting. Yeah, celebrities were reposting. It was mad. I was here, and even to this day, people post me, tagging me on Insta, and the videos.
Really? I need to see that video. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. Maybe I haven't. Yeah, maybe I didn't pay too much because back then it was when they were young, innit? Yeah. So and they were and they're the same age. So back then, I don't know. My mind was. I don't know what my mind was.
Yeah, I think even if you hadn't seen it, you would have seen it. It's mad because. even people don't realise it's them, and it's like, oh, like the school,
they
didn't realise it was them, and they're like, oh, they're the girls, like that kind of thing. So,
if I see it, I'll probably remember it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it really, really took off, and it did so much, and I think that's what kind of set the tone for, okay, like, you know, I've got these twins, and yeah, I've got a career, but like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
I read books to them all the time. I started writing little short stories.
You wanted to basically take advantage of
just of the fact that
make use of it.
It's not all stress and woe is me, and being a twin mum is so hard, and I'm so tired all the time. It's not all of that. I can actually make something of it, being a twin mum. And you know, I was writing little short stories in my spare time, and just doing little things, and I'm just like, I'm so creative. Like, I work in the creative industry. There's so much more that I can do. So like, pretty much, I mean,
that's when it all started. Well, I mean, it leads us straight into the pub. Yeah, too far. So, from after your holiday, you come back, going back into work. You're doing the whole mother and, you know, juggling parenthood thing. You know, you're at home in your spare time writing short stories. But what made you think, like, okay, getting into being an author or writing your first book? Is that something that kind of, have you always written when you were younger, or you just started at that point, or did you think, you know, was it like a long-term kind of, let me tick this box off on my bucket list, I've always wanted to do this?
To be honest, I never thought I'd do an author. That was not one of the things that were on any kind of list. I've always been creative. Like, right now I'm an art director, I work in digital marketing, so that whole field of creative media, that kind of thing has always been like a passion of mine. And as far as like, I love visuals, and I've always loved visuals, always loved art. That kind of thing has always been embedded in me. I've done graphic design, all of that kind of stuff. And then after having the girls, like, I've always written as well. But it was adult stuff, like short stories, like poems, you know, that kind of thing, music, that stuff. Like,
but then poem and music, it goes hand in hand because you're telling a story.
Exactly. You're always telling a story. Like, my whole career is telling stories. And so it was just like, okay, you know, what really cemented it for me was I was buying books for the girls and having, when people ask me, like, what do the girls want, you know, like, you know, gifts and stuff, because I had all the clothes that I needed, I had all the nappies and things. I said, look, just buy me books or something that I can be reading to them. So I was reading from when they were in my stomach. I was always constantly reading to them.
Really?
So I'm just like, just buy me books. You know what I mean? So, but then it was just like, when I started to see for myself, I'm like, where's the representation is lacking? Like, there's not enough books about twins. There's not enough books that, you know, that look like them, that is a reflection of them, their experience. Not even just being twins, but being black girls, black children, like characters and things like that, like the main characters and stuff.
Someone that you can relate to.
I'm like, these short stories that I've been writing, can I do something with this? Like, and I thought, publishing a book, is that attainable? Like, is that a thing?
Sounds far-fetched.
Yes, so far-fetched. I started researching, like, sending your manuscripts to, like, big publishers. And I was like, are they really going to buy into it?
Are they even going to read it?
Right. Or are they just going to...
Because you hear stories of actual big, you know, authors talking about how long they've been trying to get somebody to read
and I'm like,
their manuscript and taking them years to even...
This is it. And I'm like, little old me. Like, I've got a story to tell, but it's not... You know what I mean? Like, is it enough for them to buy into? And then I started thinking, what if they steal my ideas?
That just crossed your mind as well. Like, because once you give it to them, it's like, what are you going to do? Send it back? Do you know what I'm saying? They can tell you that it's not good enough, but then still go and use
do like an adaptation of it. So I'm just like, what I've got here is a niche. Like, you don't see this. I can do something. Maybe I should look into self-publishing. So I started researching on self-publishing. And, like, when I say research, like, that's all I was doing, like, extensive. I was looking
morning, noon and night.
How can this be done? Are there specific platforms that I could use? Like, you know, illustrators, all this kind of stuff. I mean, lucky for me, in my industry, because I work with designers and illustrators, that side of things, I was comfortable because I know how to deal with that. That's what I do.
It's just getting it published, basically.
But the whole publishing aspect and putting a book together, how do I sell it? Where do I sell it to? Like, do I do it on my own? Like, do I look into distributors? Those things. And then I remember like I was just on YouTube and I was just in a rabbit hole of stuff, and I came across a video and they were talking about this platform called CreateSpace, which is owned by Amazon.
Okay.
And now it's called KDP, which is Kindle. Let me not butcher it. Kindle Distribution Publisher, something or other. Yeah. But yeah, they're called KDP now. But the whole idea is that they help like self-publishers. And there's loads of them out there.
Yeah.
There's Lulu books. There's Lulu books. There's Troubadour. There's so many out there. But for me, KDP seemed like the more fitting.
Because that was suitable for you. Yeah.
I was like
Amazon. Everyone knows Amazon.
Everyone knows Amazon. When you think about books nowadays, you think about bookstores, but the first place you want to go to is
Amazon. Yeah, exactly. Because you think of Amazon, even though they do a lot of things. Yeah. You do know that they definitely do books as well, like Kindle books.
It was just a quick search. Do you know what I mean? So I was just like,
everyone sells their books on Amazon as well, so it's only right.
Exactly. So I just started doing extensive research on them, and I thought, okay, this might be good for me because I don't have the money to print my own books right now, and they do a print on demand service. Yeah. And I don't have the money to put into a distributor right now. Yeah. And they have their own distribution list. So I'm just like, okay, this works. Their royalties is a kick up the bum, I'm not gonna lie. But I just felt like for me it wasn't about making money. Yeah. And it's still to this day not about making money, if I'm honest. All I wanted was to create a series of books that represent a demographic that isn't spoken for, and have that be widely spread and everyone see it. Yeah. That's all I cared about. It wasn't even so much me calling myself
and putting your mark on there.
I put it wasn't so much me. It wasn't even about me.
I know, because you still, when I call you author, you act as if I'm speaking another language.
And it's mad because I've done all these like talks and stuff, and they're like, author, but I'm just now learning to.
As long as you write a book, you're an author.
I get it. Like I'm learning to accept that now. Like okay,
embrace it. Like embrace it.
Like you published a book, you're an author. Yeah. But so it's just mad. But for me, it was just about getting the books out there. And I think back to the reason why, like for example, my the series is basically to teach children about social emotional skills. Yeah. How to nurture friendships, relationships. Everyday teachings and learnings that you that kids need to understand in terms of like social learnings, right? So I modelled my series after the Biff Chip Kipper books. You know the Biff Chip Kipper. You never read?
Oh, Kipper, Kipper. Yes. The school, the one that they get in the school.
Yeah. So I modelled my series after that because their books were just about normal. And the main characters are all white. Yeah. Right? So I was just like, why can't we have a book that's like that? The characters are black, and then on top of that, they're twins. Yeah. And then you introduce.
Because there's definitely not many twins. I remember not finding any twin books until I came across you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I get that all the time. Like people saying like, wow, like there's no books about twins. Yeah. I know there's a series about twins, Topsy and Tim. I think on BBC.
On BBC, yeah.
Like that.
But I mean, that's not
why?
I'm not looking for. I'm looking for someone that will represent my twins.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, it was so important. The representation was so important, and the stories were so important. Yeah. And just stories that any children can relate to. Yeah. Not just it's not just the black experience. Like all kids.
All kids. Yeah. Realistic kind of stories as well.
So with the first one, she's my twin sister. It was an introduction of them, but I wanted to show like the dynamic and the relationship between siblings. Yeah. And how even though you're twins, you can be really different. I'm sure your twins are
definitely different. Yeah.
And it's so easy when you see twins, you group them. Like, the twins are here. Yeah. But they're individuals. And they have different personalities. And that's usually the first question I get. When people see the girls, they're like, are they twins? I'm like, the first question is, are they twins? Yeah. They state that they're twins. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, are they the same? They're different. I'm like, they're actually very different. Yeah. Their personalities are very different. So I wanted to show that, twins have their individualities and they are different. And the way they relate to each other is a beautiful thing to watch. Yeah. Like you have twins that have their own little language.
I always describe it as having two kids, like two children, separately, but at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like it's like having, like you said, you got you and your sister is like not even up to a year. Is that a year apart or something? But it's like that, but just born on the same day.
Yeah.
Because you're not identical, innit?
Yeah.
And that's like the same with the fraternal twins. They're not identical, so they still have their own even obviously identical kids have their individuality, but still they still look the same. They still, because my nephews, they're identical. They both wear glasses. Do you know what I'm saying? They both do a lot of things the same. They just have different brains. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas the fraternal twins, they don't look, I mean, they look like siblings, you know what I'm saying? But they're not identical. They're not, you know, everything is not like mirror. Do you know what I'm saying? And so they have their individuality. They don't, you know, they don't think the same. They don't even, one's taller than the other. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, so one's slimmer than the other. And I deliberately put them in separate classes in school.
Okay, so you didn't have so you had the choice.
Yeah, they gave me the option.
They didn't give me the choice.
Oh.
They separate that, which is why the second book was like so important, because that's my new friend, because they initially they said to me when they had when they had the visit from the reception. They initially said to me, "Oh no, we want to see how you feel. What do you feel? What do you want to do?" I said, "Well, I would like to keep them in the same class because I know they bounce off of each other."
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, Amel is very laid back and quiet, so Amira kind of brings out her confidence.
That's how it was with the girls.
So that she becomes things that Amel will not speak up and say, Amira will say on her behalf. And whereas Amira can be very
they carry each other,
and Amel reels her in. Like, no, like Amira, calm down. Like, like Amel,
that's the same with them.
So for me, I was like, they need to be together, because if you separate them, they
won't survive.
I'm not sure. And they're like, okay, that's fine, Mum, you know, whatever, if that's how you feel. So I went in, on the induction day, I went in thinking that we were in the same class. When we got there, and we looked at the register at the office, and then they said, oh, yeah, okay, Amel's here, and then Amira's on a different piece of paper. I said, but they have the same surname, so technically, if it's alphabetical order,
why are they separate?
The other, like, why are they
Did they
separate?
say why they did that?
So I'm just like, and then I got to the door, and the head of reception was there. She goes, "Oh, by the way, Mum, we separated them. We put them in different classes." I said, "Eh? Wow! So you did this without even telling me?
Exactly.
I couldn't even compare them. The maddest thing, I couldn't even."
Because you probably thought like,
you know, you would have sat them up before, like, "Hey girls, you're in different classes. You'll be all right."
Because I told them that they were going to be in separate classes.
Is it. They found out on the day.
So they just got, you're over there, you're over there.
Literally, literally on the day. So we got to the door, and I was just like, "Hey girl," like literally as the book
they're crying.
I was like, "Girls, you're not going to be in the same class. It's going to be okay. You're going to see each other at playtime. Like, it's fine." And surprisingly, they were okay. But I think it was just the nerves kind of made them like close up.
I'm not going to see my sister.
And you know, the induction day, the parents are there because it's a half day, so the parents are there with them. So I'm like, because it was just me, so I'm like jumping from class to class. You don't think of this one, did you? And I'm now jumping from one class to the other.
It can be a bit annoying.
And luckily, like, their classes were like side by side, but like, come on, like, so one twin was left on her own while I was with the other twin. The other twin was left on her own while I was with the other twin. Whereas, you know, all the other kids had
their parents the whole time.
Obviously, parents were in one class. You don't have to worry about jumping from class to class. But I think that kind of strengthened them, that helped them. So when it was playtime, they saw each other and they were just like, oh god. And if I'm honest, now that I look back, separating them was the best thing they could have done.
I did, though. That was the reason why I separated them, because I wanted them to be able to do things without depending on each other. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew what you was just saying, how they help each other out, bounce off each other, one wheels. They did that in nursery. You know, Tamar started potty training using toilet before Tamaya.
Okay.
And Tamaya, it's not that she couldn't do it, she was just scared, nervous, all that stuff. And once Tamar knew obviously what she was doing, she helped. Come on, let's go. When it was time to do, you know, they have the time schedule of going to, she, you know, she went with her, stayed with her. She was always like encouraging her, because, you know, Tamar's older than Tamaya. So she was always the one to kind of like give her that encouragement, you know, help her through. So I didn't want, I mean, it's fine that they do that even at home, and I love that they do that, they help each other. But I still wanted them to be able to do that without depending on each other. Do you know what I'm saying? So I intended for them to be in separate classes, and it worked out because, you know, they still see each other even during the day, because their classes are right next to each other anyway. They know that, oh, my sister's just over there. Do you know what I'm saying? And then they can be able to find that strength to do what they need to do without just solely depending, because it can obviously everyone's different, but for me, I didn't want it to weaken them.
Yeah.
You know,
it's important.
Yeah, because they can work well with each other, and then they can work well without.
Yeah.
You know,
and it helps.
Yeah.
It helps shape their individuality. 100%.
Have you noticed that? I don't know if with you. Have you noticed that when they have like homework and stuff, because they still get the same similar homework.
Mm-hmm.
When it's time to do their work, do they like help each other out sometimes?
Yeah.
And
it's always a male helping the mirror, because the mirror focus is always on.
Yeah,
but
rules are in, and you know, practice like the spellings and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes they get different spellings though, but then I always get them to practice each other's spellings.
Yeah, same.
You know, so it challenges them. And it gives them a little bit of some kind of competition. Definitely. But it's still helpful, because it's like, okay, my sister's doing 10 out of 10. I need to do 10 out of 10 as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So it pushes them like that. So it's a good thing, you know.
How was it with them, like, making friends and stuff? Like, because I was worried, because Amel, surprisingly, even though she's the quiet one, she's very good at being friendly.
Yeah.
She will introduce herself to other kids.
Yeah. See, that's Tamaya.
Really. Whereas Amira is...
Yeah.
Amira is very
like a bit.
Yeah.
That's
and I think
she's
even though she's so loud, I feel like she shows introvert traits. And she doesn't really, she's not very quick to open up and make friends with people.
Yeah.
So that was another concern of mine.
Yeah.
But but I felt like over the year, or 2 years, they're in year 2 now. Like Amel, you know, now they share the same best friends.
Yeah.
But you know, they were able to make their own friends.
They make their own friends, but they still play with each other's friends. Yeah. Exactly. So sometimes I might have a friend from Tamer's class come over. They still play with each other because they all know that they're sisters. Exactly. So they still share, because you have to remember also, I've gone through it with my siblings. So they're still best friends, or I'm assuming that my sisters are best friends, but they have different friends and still share the friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like my friend is your friend, but really she's my friend, but we're together with you. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's helpful. It's just that Tamer's a bit laid back. You know, when Tamaya's more like Tamer's more. She wants you to come to me, like she expects you to come to her and be like, come, let's play. Whereas Tamaya will just
same.
You know, put herself out there to play and you know just go for it. So when they're together, there will be times where Tamaya obviously goes and play. They're in the same house upstairs, but then she's like, but they're not playing with me.
Amira's the same.
They are playing with you, but they're not waiting for you to be, you know, like call me. You know, they're just playing. Like, just go and play. They're not. You don't have to be called like you're in school or something. You know, but they're not playing with me. But but you have to just enter yourself. Yeah, you know. So that's the difference between them two.
But the one thing that, as much as I love the separate classes, the one thing that I feel like the teachers need to factor in, and it's not their place to factor in, but birthday parties. You know where every other parent only has to worry about inviting the one class?
Yeah.
Me now, when
two
you
classes.
had to like double the amount of kids. I thought, wow.
Well, this is the thing. You then have to just, you know, if you want 10 kids to invite, you just do 5.
But this is the thing. If you're doing a small party, like the girls did for their they had like a farm party.
Yeah.
And you know, now it's like, I don't know if in their school they're very big on don't exclude certain children.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna have a party for like
everyone,
include the whole class, and obviously it's up to the parents.
As in out of school parties?
Out of school parties. Yeah, because
they speak to the whole class.
They just feel like, don't exclude. You don't feel like the kids are excluded. Like you don't want to. Because when they had that invitation,
they always pick who they want.
And to be fair, the girls are so friendly. They're friends with everybody.
Yeah, it's true.
So I had to invite the whole class for both of them.
For the venture
for the farm.
Why don't you do the party in the hall or something for them?
I wanted to, but I was like, let's do a party.
How much did that cost then?
It was a lot. But you know, it was a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Like because I didn't do it. You know when you think, I'm gonna do a little farm party.
Oh my
and
god!
Have, it was fun though. And then they have like the area to have the actual party.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but it didn't hit me until after. Hold on a minute, I have to invite 2 classes, not just the one set of kids.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. So I was praying that somebody was declining. I was praying like, let's not have all the RSVPs. I don't mind if there's a couple RSVPs that come through and they can't come.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all of them, they all RSVP, they all came.
Wow.
They all came. But it was good though, and it was nice because then I got to see, because that was, as I said, that was when they literally got into the year one and separate, and they really, year one or year one, and they, you know, they really they really cemented their friendships.
So Lola, we've touched on, you know, the history or the backstory. Now you're an author, a bona fide author, 2 books under your belt, you know. How does that feel now? Because you were featured on the BBC. Is it the what show was it?
No, Channel 5.
Was it
Milkshake?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why I thought of BBC.
You know,
I keep thinking of CBBS, but Channel 5 Milkshake. That's the.
That's crazy.
La, 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 la. Yeah, the girls love that. That milkshake. Yeah. How was that? Because
I'm still pinching myself because I can't even believe that, because they wanted to showcase. They wanted to do something Black History Month.
Okay.
So I was under the impression that they will have.
Did they approach you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh wow.
So I was under the impression that, you know, they were going to have like a series of different books for Black History Month, and mine was just one of the ones that we were going to read, like one of the story times. So when I was put into contact with them, or when we did the whole thing, because they knew about the book, I didn't even go to them. I didn't know anything.
That's even better, you know,
right.
when you get approached.
So I was like, wow, like it's mad.
See all of these blessings that's just coming.
Honestly,
wow.
So yeah, they were like, yeah, we're doing something Black History Month. We want to feature the book. We want it under the Viacom contract. So Viacom is
the TV.
So they do Nickelodeon, Channel 5.
Yeah, I heard about them.
MTV,
VH1
and all of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, this sounds kind of big. And it was like a 3-year contract.
What?
So,
They're giving you a 3-year contract?
Which means the book, they can like, and it's broadcasted in different channels, so not just the TV, digital, virtual, online, and all of that. So the thing is, the beauty of this is that if they can do it again next year.
Okay.
It's
not a one-off thing.
Licensing, with the book.
Oh, really?
So for me, I just thought I was going to be on a roster of other, you know, books that were like within the Black History Month category, right? So then when I saw it and they put it up, and I'm just like, okay. I'm like, but this is the last week of Black History Month.
Yeah.
And my book was the only book that they read out. Are they anymore? Yeah. Only to find out that it was just my book. Like, I couldn't believe it was just
so all the spotlight was on you.
Well, yeah, and I honestly, like, again, because I didn't approach them. So for me, it's just mad. And I had that all the time where I've had emails from people and they're just like, oh, we've come across your book, we love it, and you know, we want to do this, we want to collaborate, we want to do this with you. And I'm just like, yo, like, how? How did you find?
But the thing is that you don't know who's watching. You know, when they say it, you think, you know, people worry about the likes and the, you know, whatever. No, don't focus on who's not liking your stuff. People are watching and you don't even know who's watching.
This is the thing, you don't know. And I try so hard to put my book in certain spaces. For me, as I said, it's all about the book. It's not about me.
Yeah, just want to put yourself out there.
Yeah, so I'm trying to put the book out there. I'm trying to put the book out there. So anywhere that I'm sitting down, so like, unfortunately with lockdown, you know, I usually go hard with the visits. Like, I'm going to schools, I'm just like,
you know what, it's crazy because when I see your progress, since I first met you, I'm really, really proud of you because when I first met you, I mean, obviously I didn't know what you was doing beforehand, but remember I said to you, look, I met the guy at the Dagenham Library.
And it brings me up to this point. I have to, Tola, you're big, you know, because I have to thank you for that because, let me say, if not for Tola, because you was the one that spoke to the guy.
Yeah, Library, right? And I hadn't even met you then.
Hadn't even met you. There's this girl, there's this author. And then you gave me a card.
Yeah.
Like, and this is the thing.
And it was last Black History Month.
Right.
Remember?
This is back in 2012, because I put the book out in 2018. This is the first book.
Yeah, the first book,
So, like, but that's what I mean. Like, people being able to like see your vision and want to
help you elevate.
That's big in this
because I saw it and I felt, and I said, I'm not going to misuse this opportunity and not say that I know someone that has got a book.
This is the thing. And for you, and because you did that for me, I was able to build contacts within that library. Like,
really?
Like they you know, they have my book at the library.
Yeah, they got the book now. Yeah, of course, but yeah, they will happen.
And I was able to do like author visits at the library.
Oh, really?
And I was in contact, and then I was, because of the guy you spoke to, he put me into contact with an organisation that they did called Pen to Print.
Oh wow!
And they help, like, you know, self-publishing.
Yeah, because that's what you were saying. Yeah, that's what you were telling me. Yeah.
So like, but it's stuff like that, like, and this is what I love about, you know, being a black author specifically, because our or indie author, I'll even say that, self-published, like, our community is so uplifting of each other.
Yeah.
When I released the first book, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, you starting out.
I was starting out, and I had like, you know, different like different authors that approach me and want to help me and show me the ropes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Davina, who wrote Riley Can Be Anything. That book. And you know, other authors like Little Lips and just other authors that have approached me and asked and had been so welcoming.
Yeah, like embracing you.
Is another author that helped me, and they were so embracing. And you know, usually when you think of an industry that's so, I'd say, you know, the book industry, like all the children's book industry, it's so saturated because there's so many books. And at the same time, a child can have as many books as they want.
Yeah, there's
no limit.
There's no limit. Yeah, you can't say, oh, that's enough books now.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
There's no limit.
Like, you know, you can't have another book about this particular subject.
Every book is different.
Every book is different. So, and it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you know, I don't want to help you because that's going to dampen myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this because, you know, we're in competition.
Because there's a lot of, because there's some people that are like that. They don't want to elevate you because they feel like if you're going to surpass them or feel threatened by you because of your hustle, because they're not where they're at and they don't want to help you get there, and then you then zoom off and then get all the opportunities that they wish they had.
Right.
I wasn't even thinking about that when I met you. Yes, I've always wanted to write a book, but... Well, I'm not even there yet. I don't even have the funds right now to even write that book. So why not help someone that is in a position to? Because you just never know when your blessing's gonna come. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do things to get things in return at that point in time. My blessing will come when it comes. I like to help others, my peers, my other mothers like myself, get to just to do what I can. If I'm able to do it, I will help you do it. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's not easy, and I've had so many. It's mad because I've had so many people contact me, like throughout this course of, you know, bringing out both books, even with the first book, and like they're just saying, you know, they message me and they're like, oh, how do I start? Like, I don't know what to do.
Because you know what it is? You don't see somebody like you usually doing it.
I never understood how important it was. Because for me, obviously, my vision was different. I just wanted to be like books. So I never knew that people would look at me and be like, wow,
how did she do it?
How did you do it? Like, you're not...
Because it seems far-fetched. So if you're thinking adults like us are looking at you and thinking, wow, like, how did you do it? Now we know that there's young girls, young children out there that can see their representation like you, adults, and look up to you and be like, I want to be an author like Lola Adebayo. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to be an author like A, B, and C. Patricia Brown. Do you know what I'm saying? Patrice Brown, I should say. You know, so... Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
it's honestly so important, and I try so hard to shout as many authors. And you mentioned Patricia. I've got her book too, and the girls love it. Like, you know, and you know, Vise as well. Vise, who has the book Philly and Friends series. Like, she's been so
Jerome and Friends.
Jerome and Friends as well. Like they. I'm sorry, I'm just plugging.
Shout out,
they've been so helpful in, like, to the point where, you know, we exchange numbers and this WhatsApp and stuff. Who's your printers? Who's it? Like, do you know what I mean? And they don't hesitate.
And you've been helpful with me as well. I've asked questions, and sometimes I feel like I'm bugging you. And it's like, you know what?
I'm just because it's so important.
Helping.
I had a conversation with my friend who also recently released a book. Tobias Dream Adventure, her name is Destiny. And the other day, and I was saying to her that this whole, like, indie, self-published indie author
community
is so like tight knit.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to being in this whole bubble that I just feel like I just want to elevate this category of authors.
Yeah. Shout it from the rooftops. Yeah.
We don't get a look in sometimes.
Yeah, we don't. Well, this is why they say, if they're not gonna give you, well, why wait for them to give you a seat at the table? Create your own table. Not even your own chair. Create your own table.
And just set up shop right there. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Just set up shop right there. And my whole thing, if I can,
because what's gonna happen is they're gonna come to us eventually.
This is the thing.
They're gonna come to us. Don't be chasing.
This is the thing. And what I feel like is so important as an indie author is I deliberately make it my thing to work with indie bookstores and indie stockists because
you're also helping them too.
I'm helping them too, and they're helping us. Because it's not every day you'll get your book in Waterstones or WSOP. Thank God I'm in WSOP. But like, get your book in Waterstones.
Purchase is purchase. It doesn't matter where they're selling it from.
Yeah, and for me, like those indie stores are the ones that are shouting for us.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I try to set my very hard.
What are the indie stores? Because
there's Roundhouse.
Okay.
There's Moon Lane.
Okay.
There's also
where are those? Are
New
those?
Beacon, I think, is in Brixton.
Okay.
There's loads of them. Then you've got the online ones and also they've got the online store that do pop-ups. So, there's what do you call it again? Oh gosh.
When it comes to your mind,
it will come to me. Hold on, I don't know why I've forgotten because I've worked with them so many times.
Do you have your books in some indie stores? What stores do you have your books in? That book we love. This book we love. And I've recently worked with Mirror Me Right. She's another indie online bookstore. Black Star Books is another online indie bookstore. So many, I'm pulling them all up. There's also No Ordinary Bookshop. I don't know if you've heard of them. This is all new to me.
Yeah, this is Book Love. I've worked with very closely. Yeah. With the first book, we did a lot of they have their pop-up shops and they do a lot of events and things. And I've been able to go there and do my author visits. Sell my books through them, and they are the lady that owns it, this lady called Samantha, she really champions for diversity and representation within literature, not just children's literature, all literature. So her thing is to basically sell and promote books that celebrate diversity and representation of the black. Yeah, give them their spotlight basically. Yeah, give them a spotlight. So I've worked with her quite well. But there's so many out there, and there's so many avenues for you to get yourself out there, get your book out there. And so for me, I really wanted my book to be my slogan is to get my book into as many homes and little hands as possible. So my thing is as long as I can get as many children to get to have my book in hand and read it. That's my main goal. And to hear the stories and to feel like they're going to be part of the story. And it's so cute. When I do these author visits and we have a little question time, they'll be like, my favourite colour is pink too. And it's just lovely just to hear how they interact with the story. And interact with the characters. I've done author visits with the girls and they sign books. And book signing. Honestly, and they, the kids love seeing the characters there. Like, oh my gosh, that's the Melanie. Yeah, that's how Tame and Smile was. Yeah, because it's like they were celebrities to them. Like, oh my gosh, are they the ones in the book? Yes, that's Emma. Oh my gosh. Before we was to meet the first time, every day they kept asking, when are we going to meet them? When are we going to meet them? So it's just it's like a celebrity. It's because they're in the book and then this is them in real life. Oh my god, you know what I'm saying? So it's nice that you're there. I mean, there's definitely going to be more out there coming, not just you. So you're setting that pathway for more to come through. Me even. You need to hurry up. I need to hurry up. I got close to the mic to say that. You need to hurry up. I'm catching up. Okay. But that's amazing, man. I wanted to. What was it? pause it. You're gonna have to edit this one.
I know.
Just give it to
Fair
someone
editing.
for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some professional books.
Maybe find someone on Fiverr or something.
Yeah, but like I want someone in person though.
Oh yeah, so that you can be there.
Yeah.
You can find someone easy like that.
Yeah, I want to get someone in person so I like the interaction, you know, that I can there and then, and not all that waiting for them to reply me and all that stuff. What was I wanted to say? I had something in my mind, but I forgot, man. Okay, we touched on the book. Oh, that's the school thing, because you did visits in schools, innit? Yeah. That's what I wanted to mention. So you were saying that you do a lot of author visits, yeah? One of the other author visits, you not just do obviously visits in bookstores, you do schools as well.
Yeah.
How is visiting schools like?
It's so fun. Like, that's the one thing about lockdown that's really ruined things for me, because I love interacting with the children. So like, you know, going into schools and speaking, and so one that stood out to me the most was at Dagenham Library. And what they did is they had the school kids come in and they teach them about how to take out a library book. And you know, how to look after a library book. And that whole process of having a library card. And that was just so sweet. And then they just ended it with me reading to them. And they were so excited because they'd never met an author before. So oh my gosh, like
author,
an author. And I'm like, I'm not an author. Like, it's still still hard for me to like accept it, or it hasn't hit me at the time. And it's just so nice because what I do is I read to them, and then, you know, for me it's all about comprehension skills. So I'll say certain things after I've read them the book. First I'll start with saying, you know, I'm going to read this book for whatever. I want them to really listen to the story, and you know, I'm going to ask you questions afterwards. It depends on the age of the kids, but I was like, I'm going to ask you questions afterwards and see if you really guys are really paying attention to the story. Which is what they do in the curriculum at school. Right? So I'll read them the full story, and then afterwards I'd say, you know, what was Amel's favourite colour? And then they'll like to
that
me,
shows that they've
paid
paying attention.
And in the book, like for She's My Twin Sister, there's like a reoccurring like imagery. And again, that kind of helps in terms of like their memory and their comprehension skills. So I'm like, okay, there's something that always shows up within the book, every single page. There's an image. Do you guys know what it is? And surprisingly, a lot of them will get it straight away. Like, not to spoil it, but like, like there's a teddy bear. And if you notice, teddy bear is a reoccurring theme throughout the book. So they will be like, I know. And you know, kids are so cute. They'll be like, hands up and like squirming and they're like, it's the teddy bear, it's the teddy bear. And I'm like, and like it would shock me. I'm like, wow, you really are looking at attention. So it's just things like that interactivity, there's nothing like it. And since lockdown, it's been okay. Like, I've done a lot of Zoom, you know, visits, and the interactivity is not as, because they just listen to me.
It's different when you're in person, isn't it?
And I don't get to really see their face. I know they're there, I can, you know, pretend, but it's like, it's not the same.
It's like when singers and artists say that, oh, the live shows is the best is better because you've interaction with the audience, and you know, the vibe, the energy that they give you.
This is the thing.
I mean, I did a little stint in the nursery when I was volunteering, and when I read a book to them, it was like that feeling, that the energy that they give you back. It's like, oh,
it's so cute. Kids get
so excited.
They get so excited about literature, and I love it.
The imagination. It's the imagination. That's honestly what it is. So.
And it's so good. And even like, there's been author visits where we've done like a workshop afterwards. And you know, my books are very much about like relationship and friendship. So we have the kids that make friendship bracelets and things like that, and talk about who their best friends are, and you know, how their relationships are with their siblings. Do they share toys? You know, so I try to keep it as interactive as possible, and for them to go away learning something. Take away something. Takeaways and stuff like that. So I honestly miss it. I miss it so much. Like, I cannot wait for lockdown.
Boris,
because my kids need to hear.
Yes, Boris. Like, do you hear that, Boris?
It pains me. It pained me that the kids were going back to school and I couldn't read this.
Oh yeah.
You know, in the schools, like obviously not over Zoom, but like it. I was just like, oh, this is like the perfect one. You know, they can actually tell me who their school friends are and how it was. And what's good about That's My New Friend book is I've had you know, parents contact me and be like, oh my gosh, I read the book, I needed this because, you know, my child struggled to make friends, or, you know, my child had a friend and then there's a new friend that's come that their friend had made friends with, and they felt isolated. And I was just like, wow, because kids go through it and they don't know how to talk about it with their parents. And so with this book, it kind of like allows them to relate. Like, okay, wow, like
that happens to
me. It happens to me, and it's okay, it's normal, and this is how I can fix it. This is how I can navigate. Next time when I go back to school, I'm gonna be a bit more open, you know, to accepting a new friend or making new friends, and, you know, this, that, and things like that. And so when I get messages like that, it really makes me feel great. It's like, wow, this is what it's working. Because that's all I want to do.
That was your goal.
Yeah, that was my goal,
and it's happening.
It's working. It's happening. So it's always nice to get messages like that. And soon come.
Yeah, definitely. You heard that, Boris.
Back to orphanage.
So where can we, the listeners or everyone around the world, where can they find your book? Where can they buy it?
So I'll start off with my website. You can actually purchase the book from our website. It is www.twinventures, twin, and then ventures, VENTURES.co.uk. And you can get it from Amazon, of course, if you are an Amazon buyer. You can get the hardback from WH Smith.
Okay.
Online. Yeah.
Just online, or?
Yeah, just online.
Yeah.
I haven't checked, but as far as I know, you can get the hardback copy online, and again on Waterstone.
Okay.
But the hardback seem to sell out very quickly.
Yeah, because it lasts longer.
It lasts longer, so you have to be quick. Literally, it just sells out so quick. And also, if you go on our website, if you go into the contact us page, at the bottom of that page, it's got a list of all the stockists. And, you know, from all over, from Europe, UK, Asia.
Oh wow!
Africa, so
that's really good.
A lot of the continents. So so if depending on where you are around the world.
What about if you're in America or Nigeria?
In America, there's a list of stockists for you. If you're in Nigeria, there's one stockist for you. We need to work on that. Come on,
we're still working on it.
We're still working on that one, but So if you go on that, on the contact us page, you'll see all the so you can buy the book.
So just go onto the www.twinventures.co.uk website, and anything you want to know, all the questions you want to be answered, it should be on their website. Well, it is on their website.
Yes. And if anything, you can always just shoot me a line.
Exactly, on
our Instagram.
Well. Yeah, I was going to ask that. What's your Instagram and Facebooks and all that?
Instagram is the.twinventures. And Facebook is, I think she's my twin sister.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the.twinventures as well.
Okay.
Either
Are you on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter anymore.
Okay. Well, if you see a Twitter account, personal Twitter still good.
On Twitter, I mean, Miss Lola XX on Twitter. And my personal Instagram is Miss Lola XX. On Instagram. I think that's all the socials. And YouTube.
And YouTube account. So I mean, your names are unique anyway, so just type in and then it will come up.
I can Google myself.
Of course, I can Google myself as well.
And you know what's funny? When I Google myself, it actually says author.
Because you're an author.
I know. I was just like,
look, just accept it. Accept that you're an author. It's not going anywhere. Even if you don't write another book ever again after this one, you will still be an author. That's it.
I've accepted it.
Accept it, man. Receive your blessings.
Thank God, honestly. Thank God.
Well, thank you. This has been a nice episode. I enjoyed myself. I hope you did too.
I honestly did. I don't want to leave.
You don't want to leave. I don't want to end too, but I don't want to. I mean, we will definitely get you on again.
Oh, I'd love to.
Because I know that you'll be doing more books. You'll be writing more books, more projects to come. So this is not the last time. And I know our viewers are gonna love, what we have for you. So I'm happy. I hope you're happy too.
I've had a great time. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for even coming, taking your time out to even donate but to give to the multiple birth experience.
Always.
And if you're listening, drop your comments in any comment section and tell us what you think. If you have any questions for Lola, DM her. You can even DM us at the multiple birth experience. Well, TMBE official is our Instagram handle, so you can contact us on there. So that is it for today, and we're out.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, got there in the end.